Hello my dear chess friends, welcome to Kiwi Chess. So I am starting to solve puzzles today again. Funny thing is I haven't been streaming for a bit of like around the week. I was busy and so on, but you remember last time I dropped my rating below 2700. I think I reached 2700 if I'm not mistaken. Let me just quickly check that thing. And here I am, and my rating was 2017. Yes, so I dropped that, and I dropped it quite severely to 2500. So 12, well, 200 points down I am. And the reason for that is again, um, I just solved puzzles once I was offline. And I couldn't say it was a binge solving or anything. I tried a couple, I didn't succeed, I left, and then I tried again, and then I didn't succeed again. So it looked like it was always gradually going down. Didn't really have any luck to solve puzzles, which is really strange. Which makes me think either it is like some circumstances that I was not really concentrating, or you need to solve for longer to get at least into the shape, like to train yourself and train the brain, and then you start to solve them correctly. But either way, I am 2519 now. And it is a painful way of going back to 26 or 2700. Well, nothing to do, that's life. Let's just go there. What we've got here is a puzzle where we've got, I think, we are pawned down, but our pieces are really well concentrating on the king's flank, and we are about to attack the enemy's king, which stands there. We have a bit of an issue with the back rank here. The first rank is a little bit um, weak, I must say. But that said, there is nothing immediate for black. We, on the other hand, can actually sacrifice here on g7 because we clearly see some tension going here, right? And we have also got this nice push on f6, which might attack d7. Currently it is protected, of course, but might attack on d7 in long perspective. What else can we do? Let's see. Normally, once that kind of thing has occurred, well, look, this rook on a8 is out of play, and we can say that those pieces are all on the queen's side, whence all of ours are on king's side, where the enemy king is. Right. F6 wouldn't probably work because that opens an additional diagonal here, but that at the same time creates some of the like threats of taking on g7, for example, with the rook or something. So I'm not sure. Let's just verify. Okay. So first and foremost, taking here with check. Would that work? Let's verify. So once we've taken, it is probably better for black to retake that with the rook. Otherwise, if he goes away, I might create some of the additional threats here, like going there with the discovered check threat, etc. So I think it's going to be quite dangerous. So once I've taken on g7 with check, it is sane to assume that he will retake with the rook. Now what can we do then? Our g2 square is going to be under attack, bear in mind, and that means that we haven't got any moves that are not checks. Now I can take that rook as well, and then what happens is either he retakes or not. If he doesn't, well, we're standing quite well. We can bring the queen in again. So I think once we've taken on g7, he has to retake. But then we've got checks here. I'm not sure. We're gonna get one check here just in case. Then we can closer, but still nothing too far. But I really like White's position in this case. Even though we are kind of a piece down, but our rook here, our queen is here. The pawn is also really close to, well, to support the attack. Nothing so far though. Let's see. Anything else we could do here? We can take with the bishop, in fact, and that's also an option because then we can jump back and declare the discovered check, and the king needs to go somewhere aside. The h8 square is not really possible to occupy anymore because the bishop is controlling that. So let's see, how is it better than taking with the rook? I'm not sure. This is check, this is not, but it is also having some threats to the enemy's king afterwards. He can play actually knight to e4 and then attacks me, but is that kind of dangerous? I think it is still dangerous for black, because I can give him a discovered check or even go in there. So he takes me, I'm taking here check, and then the king he can't really go anywhere. So it goes seems like here or there. Maybe f8 is a little bit more like safer. Let's see. Let's see. So we can check here, in fact. So he goes to f7. Yeah, it is kind of, well, there is initiative, definitely initiative. And it looks like there is a lot of ways to get this initiative. So taking on g7 with the bishop or with the rook, that's the main question. Anything else we've got? Check, he goes there. Maybe there's any other option, because I'm way too obsessed with the enemy's king, but maybe, well, this piece is actually hanging. So, in fact, you know what? I've just thought of that move. If I go that way before, so now our bishop here is protected, so naturally he would go to e4 because he's going to threaten to take the check me on f2. What can we do then? It's actually really nasty threat to take here to declare check on f2. So looks like I would waste time if I attack something here. It looks like my feelings tell me that I need to concentrate on the enemy's king here. And also what I want to mention is f6. I like f6 even more now, because that thing creates a check pattern here. If he takes, I'm taking, and then I'm kind of threatening. Well, I'm not threatening anything at the moment, but maybe potentially I could do something here, like going there, checking here, for example. A lot of different stuff. Let me just quickly check one thing, guys. I'm here in the live, and I'm just checking the yep, that's good. Just want to be sure that all of my things is working. Whoever is watching, welcome. If you're first time here, my name is Alex and I'm a candidate master from New Zealand. So here I am solving mostly tactics, which I think is quite a good brain work and training for getting your tactical vision improved, as well as the counting skills. Alright, so where should we go? In fact, I've got one more move here, which is queen to h6. I liked it even more because now he can't really take me, and my threat is to take on g7 with check, and that is going to be disastrous. Remember I told you, like, if I take here and he doesn't take, I've got this move here to queen to h6, threatening discover check on the king, which is gone, say, to f8. Now I've got this threat right forward. If he goes and covers, that wouldn't really help, because that doesn't really distract me from attacking g7. So taking here check, etc., and that's going to be really bad for black. So I think I have found my way, just going there. Note that taking with the king on f5 doesn't really help because we still have got this combination of taking on g7 and then either checkmating him, or if the king goes somewhere else, we can do the discover check and win the queen, etc, etc. Yeah, I think I found the way. Let's do that. And that's correct. So he is going Desperado, and that's the only thing that he could probably do at the moment. Right, so we got 12 points. Yoo-hoo, nice. It's really interesting. Again, once I was looking at many different things here with the takings, etc. So it's not always the taking or check that leads to the point. So here the thing is that we can even increase our attack on g7 by stepping with our queen to h6, and black couldn't really do anything. That's really interesting. I don't really understand how I found this move. Maybe with the association, because previously, as I said, we take here and the king goes to f8. I would have queen to h6 with the discovered threat checks. So that helped me. That helped me understand what resources you've got. And I always kind of tell myself, if one plan doesn't succeed and you see another one and that one doesn't succeed, try to combine them as well. So it could make sense at some point. Right, so we've got 12 points. Moving further. So here we'd clearly see that we've got this h2 check available. And then what? What then? Do we have any resources to cause any harm to white here? Let's verify. So first thing first, taking here check, he goes away. I can definitely check again, and then he goes away there on e2. I cannot take his queen, unfortunately, to me, but I can give him check this way. And if he goes somewhere like here, I'm taking his queen with check, then I'm threatening to take another piece and I'm gonna be fine, right? But if I go the check and if he goes there and I'm gonna, what if I give him check right away? That's what kind of interests me. I'm kind of afraid that he could escape to d2. That's why I'm not kind of in favor of that particular stuff. Gosh, I ate some almonds. Now I've got kind of heartburn or something. Let me just make me some milk, and I'm gonna be back. Okay, I'm back. So we are here currently. So the question here was when we are giving this check with the knight, right forward or not? Check here, he's got that way. If we give him a check here, first of all, he can go to d2 as well, right? So he's got to d2, we've got this check here too, so he can cover, and that's getting complicated. I like one more thing here. I like this check here, and what I spotted is once he goes there, I can give him check right away on g3. If he, well, first of all, he can't go to e2 anymore, so he can take here. But then we're gonna give him check. He goes away, but he can go to f2 now. No, if he goes to f2, we're taking his queen. Now, say again, check, goes away, check right now. So taking here is the factor, right? So taking here, and once we give him check, he can't really go to f2 because he loses his queen. He has to go there. But then we give him check again, and know that he can't really escape anywhere but to here. Then to e1. Then we're gonna give him a check here on g3, and we are winning because he needs to give away. No, it's a checkmate. He can't do anything, right? So I kind of like this solution. Now let's just do another possibility, just to go in there. Check here. What if he doesn't take? What if he slips away to e1 this way? Now I've got another trick in my sleeve, which is getting and checking from a5. Note that now he's not on d2 and he can only cover either with the queen or with the bishop. If he covers with the bishop, I'm still taking that, and he still needs to cover with the queen, and then it's going to be really dire for white, because I'm still gonna take the queen, he takes with the king, I'm taking here, and basically I'm left with the queen for two pieces, right? So, which is definitely advantageous. So I think we're on the right track here. Let's do that. And that's the correct stuff. Now this is the way, right? Checking, he goes there. We are going to check him here, and we are winning this way. Okay, check, and it's winning. Plus 11 points. Wonderful. We're progressing well. Next. Alright, so in this position you clearly see that white is going to promote here. Are we playing black or white? No, we're playing black, right? Yeah, so our pawn goes there, white's pawns are going there. So he's about to promote, I'm about to promote, but I'm promoting first, right? I'm promoting first, and it seems like white cannot really make anything to prevent me from queening, because everything is protected here. He can't really get rid of my pawn. But the only thing is left is to queen 2. Now note, once we're queening, the king stands on the diagonal of my queen's attack. And what if we just drop here with the discover check, for example? What could he do? He can't do much. He can get away with his king, and then we're taking the queen, and we are standing with the rook and the queen and the knight against two rooks and a couple of pawns. And I believe that we might, I mean, we definitely can plot some of the mating net here for white's king. Right, so that's how I'm going to play, but let me verify if that's the reality. Let's do the reality check. So go in the queening. Now this check seems kind of really attractive to me. But you know what? Once he goes away somewhere and I'm taking his queen, he still got this check here. And note, once I'm taking here, he retakes with the rook. I need to go away and he takes my queen. So that's the catch. Even though I won a rook, I won his queen, I'm still losing because he's having two pawns and he gets my pawn, and I'm still standing with only one knight. Therefore, we need to change our strategy a little bit. So we're queening, he's queening. I'm not interested in his queen anymore. What can we do instead? And let's verify that. I believe what we can do is we can start attacking him, right? We can attack his king in order just to checkmate him, simply to checkmate. I think that's what we should do. Therefore, the the rook here should go away somewhere where we can check and then continue in the attack. So say like rook can go there, also c3. So I'm checking him. If he goes that way with I'm checking him again, and then he has got only one way to go, probably. Well, not one way, he can return back and go there, but at least we are on, we have initiative here, so then can give him another check. He goes away, and then I think we could even count on winning here. Also, my knight here is kind of interesting piece, because it can go to e4 or e6 with enemy's king's check if the king is standing on g5, for example, right? But in any case, my first move would be queening. In any case, however, maybe I should just go to e3 and prevent him from queening. But in this case, if he queens and I'm taking the pawn, he still got this trick in his sleeve when he checks me on d7. Well, I have to take, and he checks me again, and going away he takes on d2, and then if he takes on d2, he's got two like rook and two pawns, and it's winning. My king is cut off here, so that doesn't work. Well, okay, so in this case, I have to promote. All right, so we like went one step up, and now we can count from this position onwards. So what can we do? Our queen is in a kind of a vulnerable position here for sure, because see, it is like it's not really good that he can give me this check. However, if we would manage to get his queen and at the same time get our queen away, that would be wonderful. What would you say? So if I give him this check anyways, where would he go? Say he goes to a6. Okay, so I'm about to gobble his queen, but I would retrieve my queen first of all with check. So he goes somewhere, and I'm taking his queen on e8, and then I don't really care if he gives me checks or not. I'm just standing with a rook and the queen, because he's going to win that one with the check and then taking, but I don't care. I've got a rook and a queen, and I'm positive I could checkmate him with this material. So this check is still on the plate. What if he doesn't go to h3, or maybe he goes somewhere else? If he goes to, say, h4, right? I can still give him check here. I can still give him check, and then if he goes that way, then that's going to be slightly problematic for me, because I haven't got any check for him anymore. Therefore, if he's there, I don't have to check. I don't have to check here. Where can I check then? Where can I check? I can check him from here. Hey, no, because he takes me. No, 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 no. Interesting. Very interesting. So, it looks like we must prevent him from going there, and for that particular situation, I think we need to go with our rook somewhere else. So I thought, well, that was my first choice, right, to win the queen, kind of. But then what else can we do in this position? We can give him check this way, by the way. And if he goes there, I haven't got checks. That's a problem. It's a huge problem. So how can I prevent him from going there? That's a problem. I just recall that I watched a comedian, Carl Barron, the Australian one, and he was telling how they were flying on the plane, and the lightning hit the plane, and he was describing the Aussies' behavior Aussie, it is Australian behavior, and people would just like heard this big boom and this like, oh, like totally like calm. And one guy looked at the wing of the plane, which was in flames, and he said, "That ain't look good," and like totally no panic or anything. So here, when I'm just why I thought of that, it was like I'm you didn't discover Czech, and but that ain't look good really. Anyways, so here, where do we go with our rook? What do we want to do here? I think I can also try and go with the rook to f2. I did discover check this way. If he goes that way, I'm gonna give him this check now. So he would need to escape somewhere here, but then I've got another check here coming, or I can take the rook first. Well, this check seems really attractive to me because I think well, with the kind of disorganized rooks, I would be always able to gobble one of them, right? So this rook, if king goes to g5, this check comes here, then he takes me, I'm taking him, and then he takes my rook here, but I will be able to give him a lot of checks here and win one of the rooks for sure. That's what I'm not really even, I have no inkling of doubt here that, not no inkling, I don't have any doubt that I could win that. Right, so this one is actually interesting because I'm threatening to take on h2 with check happen. Should he go to h4? If I go there check, and if he goes that way though, I believe I have got my I still have got my trick here with checking, right? Or I might not. I can give him another check from somewhere, like this check, and depending on where he goes, I can give him another check from somewhere else. So I believe that should be fine. See, the problem is if he goes to h2 here, I can't really give him any check if I go with the rook somewhere upwards here. Well, to me downwards, but I mean, you won't know what I mean, right? So, but if I go to f2, then I'm threatening to take on h2 with check, which continues my attack. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's bollocks. So here, check. Oh, sure. So that's the thing. So if I take it, that doesn't really work, of course. But if I give you this check, that works. Ah, okay, but then I thought it would be stalemate. But apparently it is not. What did I miss? Taking? Aye. What the heck am I thinking, guys? In this case, the queen will be closer. So if he tries that trick, I'm taking, I'm just going away. And if he if he takes, I'm standing with an extra rook here. Of course, I'm gonna stop those pawns. That's no without any doubt. Actually, I recall a game. I think it was Kochno against Antoshin or something, and then the guy who Kochno played against had 3 pawns, but Kochno had a rook, and he managed to stop them. So yeah, the pawns were quite far away, like in our case. But here we've got even 2 pawns, which is less than that game had. Right, so that makes total sense. So my mistake here, let's just work on our mistakes here. So this check worked, which I rejected because of that situation where I said like I can check. I saw that, and once he goes, I didn't have any more checks, but I didn't need any more checks. The queen is close to my king, so my king can grab the rook once he tries this trick, and that's what happened. So this way, check, take. Note if my queen was on on d1, he would safely take that and win. But here I'm just stepping aside, and he's got no more checks. He has to take my rook. I'm taking, and then I'm staying with an extra rook, which is definitely winning. Oh my goodness, I didn't really calculate further. Well, it's not like I didn't calculate further. I didn't see the idea. Here, from that distance, I didn't really see the idea. Okay, next. That's really annoying actually. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got this nice diagonal, and you see that all pieces are accumulating their the fire on f7, which implies that there should be something happening for sure. But currently this bishop is out of play because black can always play c4 and kind of excluded from the play, but d6 currently is not really an option because my queen is under attack, and it doesn't seem like, well, I can take him too. Then he can take me here. I'll take him here. And did I win anything? Just a moment. So if I go there, he takes me here. I take him there. He takes me here. I can't even take on f7 with check anymore. That's not good, is it? But I kind of gobble a lot of pawns there. Would that count? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. Actually, I can take on c5 now. The problem for black is that if he takes, I'm gonna give him like check here probably. Oh, check. Yeah, check here. So he goes away. He can't go to h7. He goes to h8 only. Then I go there and I'm winning because my threat is to checkmate in 1, right? And if he takes, I'm gonna check here. He takes, I'm checkmating him. That's interesting. So distracting the queen is essential here. What if he doesn't take? What if he just goes away and blocking like that, for example? Then I still have got this check here. And then I'm taking his bishop here. Okay, sounds good, right? Okay, let's do that. Alright, so he can move to e7, but I don't think that's gonna help him. Why? Because I can still push the pawn. If he takes, that's gonna be a problem, I assume, but I can I can take here, surely. Say he takes me here, I take him here. I've got a really nice pawn on e7, but that wouldn't really do anything because he can take that pawn right away. That's interesting. My rook is under attack, so I think d6 is out of question here. Looks like. Maybe I'm wrong, of course, but I still want to distract the queen, right? I still want to distract the queen. So if I go there instead, so he takes, he's still protecting f7. And if I go further, now my queen is under attack. Okay. That makes total sense. Makes total sense. So what do we do then? How do we distract the enemy's queen in this position? g6 seems like a move, but I kinda don't like. And also once he takes here, on f3 he's got the option to take me here, and then this piece is going now, so that doesn't seem right at all. I can probably just go there and just attack him here or something. I don't know. My knight is under attack, so maybe I can take here. And if he takes, I'm gonna go further with the pawn. So now if he takes, I take him here, check. He takes, I'm taking, but that doesn't seem right now. I'm missing a piece in this case. Okay, how are we standing? Pardon me. I kind of like my queen to be safe, frankly saying. So if I take here check, he takes, I take, he takes, I got this check, discover check here, and he needs to go away somewhere. Or I can give him this check, in fact, first. And if he covers, I can give him a check. So if I give him a check and then win that one, I think I'm standing quite well, you know, because I've got a really nice passer here. Maybe that's the idea. But let's count. So take check, he takes, I'm taking. I'm threatening to go knight to d6, winning at least an exchange. Well, no, I'm not winning because he goes there, but then I gotta take, he takes check, maybe then disintegrating the rooks linking. I don't know, they're not joined anymore. So taking is interesting, but going d6 is also kind of fun. No, that's not really good. What if I take this way instead? No, I think this is more forcing. Taking, taking, taking. He's taking. Now I got this check here. Say he steps back somewhere like f8. I'm simply taking his bishop. And then I'm still going further and checking here. He goes away. I can do something like maybe another rook somehow. No, I don't know. That seems too far. Like I'm calculating too far, and that there could be a lot of the further you kind of calculate, the more probability of mistake you manifest. Okay, but what can we do in this way? What if I simply move my pawn further? So he takes me here, right? I'm taking him. He takes me here, so which I had already covered. That's not really good for us. What if I go there? So say he takes, I go further, he takes me here, I take him here, he takes me here. That does make sense. Okay. Alright. Is there any natural way I could get my queen away from, or my knight away? So currently I'm standing not too bad, right? I'm pawn, no, everything is equal, and I've got really nice pawn in the center. The only problem is that it is actually pinned, right? So I can't do much, and my knight is under attack at the moment. So the idea of kind of sacrificing on f7 is not too bad, but I can go there right away. So take, 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 and it looks like I am having really nice position. But that said, have I got anything else? Maybe just moving my queen away, but that doesn't make sense. Or we need to distract the enemy's queen by going there, but that's purely sacrificing the rook. I liked when he would take on c5 because I've got this attack, but currently there doesn't seem like we've got anything there. And bear in mind that if I do anything with, like, my rook is under attack, right? So if I do anything with the rook, then my knight is there hanging, so he can even take that, right? Let's see. But still, going there. He takes. Do I have anything? I don't even have d6. So it looks like my idea is just to take on f7, and after he takes, I'm taking here, and further on, I'm just, if he takes, I'm gonna go d6, when I'm gonna go this check here, he goes away, then d6. And I'm taking him first, and then d6. I don't know. It is still advantageous to have that pawn, so I might go there. I might go there, frankly saying. Yeah, I'm gonna take, guys. I don't know. I don't see anything else. Taking, and that's winning. So I was right. After he takes, we're gonna give this check. He goes away, we move the pawn, well, we'll take here. But let's verify what our Sublime computer says here. So after that, show me the line. Yeah, check. Or d6 check as well, equally good. Both of those ones gives +3, and this check is actually better, so he goes away. We're going there. See, once we move to c7, our idea is to check here, right? So he would need we need to go away. We're going to give him check. He goes away, and then we will move the pawn forward. So he goes that way. Then we're gonna go discover check. We take that, and basically what we've got is we can also try at some point to go that way. The position is winning, of course, because, yeah, well, look at this pawn. That paralyzes everything, and the fact that we can defend that pawn with the bishop is even worse because, well, but still, how would you move that pawn forward? What would you do? I believe that what I would do is just go there and there, and bring another rook somehow on the c file. Then sacrifice one, that the rook goes and takes. We're gonna bring another one, and we're gonna, yeah, so that's how it's gonna go. We win at least the bishop, and then everything else is gonna be much simpler. Okay, next one. Righto, so we got currently our queen under attack. It looks like Sicilian defense structure one. Yeah, it's Sicilian indeed. So, yep, the enemy's king is in the center as usual, to trying to get some chances. The enemy's queen is under attack, so is our queen. So here the question is, who is going to win based on those circumstances we've got. I think there is another interesting option, just to go away, still attacking the rook, right? But the enemy's queen is still attacked by a rook. So once I move away my queen, but the enemy's queen is still standing under attack, it needs to move somewhere to protect the rook on c2. Otherwise, currently, yeah, now we are pieced down, but if that's gonna happen, I'm gonna retake the rook, so I'm gonna be exchange up. Then I'm gonna be simply like just going somewhere, check here or check there, and just cleaning up. I'm gonna be still rook up, and those two nice pawns will guarantee us a win. So my idea would be just to go to b1. If he takes here, I would take his queen. He takes here, and then it doesn't look really nice for me, because once he's taken here, he would get two pieces and a rook for my queen, and that doesn't seem right to me. That doesn't seem right to me at all. Well, actually, what is interesting, if I go to b1 and he takes on e4, I don't have to take his queen right away. What if I simply take the pawn? The queen is still under attack. It still needs to go somewhere, and where it would go in order to preserve the rook, to defend the rook here? It will go to c3. That's the only place here, right? That will go to c3. And then if I move my rook to c1, threatening he to take on c2, well, again he would need to take on c1. Then I'm taking with the rook, and then what he does, he needs to get away somewhere. And once he gets away somewhere, I think what I will do is to give him this check here. He can only cover, but that's probably enough, because I was thinking that maybe I'll be able to get that rook somehow by checking and then taking, but that doesn't work. I was calculating too far. So let's verify any other solutions here. If we simply take, that doesn't really help. He takes on b2 and we have got no piece. We are piece down, which is not good. So we definitely need to move our queen away, and it seems like b1 is the only choice. Why I kind of like b1, because if I go to b1, I am still attacking the rook, but maybe going to a1 is equally better. But what I'm threatening then, this one is seeming to like not too bad, so if it goes there. What if I take with the rook, by the way? If I take with the rook, I'm still attacking him, I'm still attacking the rook on, I'm attacking his queen, I'm attacking his rook, and the rook has got the queen has got only one square, as I said, on c3 to protect the rook on c2. But then I'm gonna go that way. Wow, attacking his queen still, and then taking the rook anyways. That's the point. Taking. I was afraid to take, thinking like, well, there's something fishy going, but there's nothing fishy. It's all good. So I'm taking with the rook here, and here we go. And that's the solution to our problem. The queen still goes somewhere, we are taking the rook, so we are going to be exchange up. And we also got those two pawns, and then the rook goes there, check, paralyzing him entirely, and then we can attack d7 as well by going, yeah, a lot of things. So that's clearly a win, and I'm proud that I found that. Okay, next. Alright, currently our queen is on our attack, but we spotted that our knight is really close to the enemy's king here, which could be potentially really good for us. I also spot that another rook has got nice open line here. We've got a bishop which is not really playing, and that bishop is total shame because that's not really like locked here, but maybe it could show its potential at some point. I'm not entirely clear on that. Right, so I don't want to calculate. It looks like our king is in trouble, but looks like we have got material equality here, because both of us have got three pieces each, one rook each, one queen each, and the pawns are equal, absolutely. So everything is equal in this position. Right, so my first choice is just to take on f7 check, of course, just to get the queen out. And once he goes away, then I'm not seeing anything anyhow how I can continue the attack. I can potentially go away to like e6 with this threat of knight to f7 check, but would that work really? He's got no checks on me apart from sacrificing, and would that help? I don't know. Maybe I can work on that principle. So I go there, take, he goes away, and then I need to attack g7. So for that I can go knight to e6. First, you know what, funny, I just considered that move here, but he will still take me, right? He'll still take me. That would be no possible reason to do so. So check, he goes away, then I'm gonna go knight to e6, attacking g7 with checkmate, right? So how can he protect g7? Different ways. So he can go with the bishop, he can go with the rook, protecting g7 and that. But what would be our further action then? That's the whole idea, and we need to find what the further action is. And it seems like knight to e6 doesn't really work. Well, actually, if he protects with the bishop, I can safely take his rook on d8, right? I can. Huh. Yeah, so first move this one is it's clear, there's nothing else there. Now maybe I should attack him here. That's another interesting point, but I was thinking to go there or there, which is protected by the enemy's knight, so I can't have this idea of attacking him on h7, and doesn't seem like there is any other possibility. Hmm. Right, so if I attack him, looks like the knight defense is not really working that well, because I can still take on d8 and I'm threatening checkmate in one, so that doesn't help. But once I'm attacking this way and he goes that way, so he is well protected here. I am positive about that. Interesting. I already feel like I'm falling asleep. How long was I streaming, guys? Just wanted to check the 54 minutes, nearly an hour. So I think I wouldn't really last long, but I'll try to get to 2600. At least I'll try. At least I'll try to see if I'm capable. For me, all those pieces are like not really participating in the attack, which is kind of sad. Maybe I should go there with this attack here, because that in fact creates a really serious threat of the smothered checkmate, then going with a knight check and then sacrificing here and checkmate on f7 with a knight. So looks like this would be an interesting possibility. Because I don't see anything else here. I can't attack h7 from anywhere. So what I can impose on my opponent is to get something else done. Well, first, this was my first candidate move to attack him on g7, but if he moves the rook, it seems like that stops everything. That's a huge problem. Alright. And funny thing is that I can't do anything about. Alright, so in this case I would just go to queen to e6, and there's a clear threat of going to here check, and it's checkmate following. So that's a serious threat and so on. If he goes like h6, let's see what we do. We just simply take here with check anyways. Then we take here, and when he takes, I can also manipulate here and just maybe give him a couple of more shots, or maybe even go to g5 and then bring my bishop in, something like that. So I think queen to e6 is playable. The problem is that he would start checking me here. Well, no, he can't restart that, because if he gives me any check on b4, I'm just gonna go c3, and that's the defense with tempo, and he wouldn't be able to do so. He would need to go away and give me initiative. That's what my point is. So yeah, queen to e6 seems like it. Seems like it. What if... Well, he can't re-attack me because he gets smothered. Checkmate, yeah. Going there. Okay, so he's clever. So he goes and protects f7. But... I believe I can still give him check, and he takes, I take. My idea is to checkmate here, so I'm at least exchange up at the moment. Seems profitable to me, but maybe not to the extent that... No, what the heck, we're planning that one, right? So check here definitely goes on. And if he takes, I'm simply taking check here is threatened and everything, so he needs to act on that. Yeah. Right, so that's fine. 13 points for that one. Well done, Alex. Next one. Alright, so here we can take on f7 with check, but then this rook is in fact slightly deterring me. And I didn't like this bishop on this diagonal because that my pawn deters my pawn from queening either. So what I'm doing is I'm playing f4 in case of if he takes my rook here, I'm gonna do the interim check first, and then I'm taking here, staying with the extra piece. So if I go there, he's got only, well, he can't go there either. So he's got only one choice to give me check, in fact. And that makes me actually feel like, I don't know, I'm going away, then he takes my rook, I'm taking with the pawn, he comes closer and he gets the pawn, which I don't want to do. So f4 is definitely interesting, but not to the extent that I'm gonna win here. That's sad. That's really sad. Whoever joined, welcome guys. Glad to see you here. If you're just occasional viewer, that's fine. What I'm doing here on this channel is just solving tactics to sharpen my visual skills, like tactical skills, as well as the calculation. Not to forget how to do that. And here we are solving tactics. I'm trying to do that more regularly, but I skipped Wednesday. I couldn't do it on Wednesday and it got really busy. So Saturday and Sunday, it's the only thing that I've left at the moment. Next Wednesday will be quite possible that I'm gonna be streaming. So I bid you welcome. If you want to, you can follow, because I'm trying to do my best. And I'm also having a YouTube channel, which is just down there. You can always see the link to my YouTube channel where I upload all of my videos from here, because Twitch deletes that after 7 days, like one week, and they are gone. And sometimes they are available lessons, and well, I don't know, for maybe it could be really interesting for you to visit that site too. Alright, so what are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? So f4 fails to this check, right? And then it seems like if I go away, he can just gobble my rook. And once I'm taking, he is going there, And this is opposite color bishops. We can reach a draw, but that's not what we want. Indeed. And even now, if we don't do anything, he will take on d7, and that is not what I wanted. But I feel like I'm falling asleep at the moment, so I think I need to be extremely careful at solving those ones, because I could be highly delusional when I'm tired. So this is nice. The only problem is that he gives me check. So maybe we can get away with our king. We haven't got this luxury because he simply takes on d7, and after we retake he comes closer with his king on e7, and then my pawn is gonna go, and I think we can reach the draw here, of course, with the opposite color bishops, but I cannot really see how I'm going to win. If it is our move and we're taking here, then maybe he will still retake, and I don't see how I'm going to approach the pawn. The pawn is stopped. We cannot do much. Right. d4 is interesting, with the same very idea as f4, but in this case he hasn't got any check. He can take for sure, but then we take his rook. If he takes with the pawn though, if he takes with the pawn, he was not, oh, he can't give me the check anymore, and then f4 wins. Nice, nice, brilliant idea, just to put his pawn in here, because if he, yeah, and if he takes my rook, I'm gonna take him here with check. Yes, d4, f4 takes, and in a moment, so I can simply take him, right? Yeah, I can simply take him, and then I've got that extra piece. Can we do anything instead? No, taking and taking. Righto, so we won that one. 81. Let's see if we can get to 2600, because currently it is going really well. I'm reluctant to stop once it is going well, but it might go wrong, and that's why we need to be careful. Now, 1, 2, 3 pieces here, 1, 2, 3 pieces here, 2 rooks each, 1 queen each, and the pawns are equal, so it looks like totally equal, unless we can gobble that piece at some point, because that's under attack. A problem for us is that this rook attacks our queen. If we manage to go away somewhere with tempo, then we will be fine, and then we will take the piece on d4. That whole structure looks like g6. No, it's that's interesting. So it looks like modern defense of some sort. Let's just see how it emerged. So this is interesting structure with bishop on the long diagonal. That's very interesting. And these players are 1900 players on Lichess, and this was a 3+0 blitz game, which is not considered a regular chess really, but that said, it is still chess. Sometimes they are really brilliant ideas in the small games, at least a lot of tactics for sure, and that's what we are after, tactics. It seems like it is definitely the queen that needs to move somewhere, or we need to put some kind of block, or we need to do something else. But once we get away with our queen, the bishop can retract as well, And once the bishop is gone, well, what are we talking about? So we need to find a way to get another piece under attack somehow. Like here or here. This bishop is not protected, so it looks like if we go to f3 and say the bishop retracts to g7, because if it doesn't, we're gonna go take here and the bishop is under attack. We are threatening to take, he takes and we're taking the bishop. Right, so in this position, queen to f3 seems quite reasonable. He can go to a5, okay, but then still taking here and then threats on the like a big diagonal, then my bishop is going to jump in. So I think it is reasonable to play queen to f3. We are getting away from the rook and we're still attacking the bishop, and the bishop needs to go somewhere, and if it goes that way, it is still possible for us to play on taking on g6 because our threat is this point, right? And if it takes, we're gonna go take here, check, then we're gonna break another, yeah, bring another. See, I'm just already having speech impediment because I'm a little bit sleepy. Right. Another way, well, where else can we go if not to f3? f2 is not occupied. Anywhere here doesn't make any sense. So he goes away. Why here? It is because I'm still creating the attacking possibility on f7. So yeah, I'm gonna go there, guys. And it's correct. Now, I believe that taking g6 is the idea, so that's how I'm going to go. b7 bishop is still under is still not protected, so I assume he can go that way, but I'm gonna challenge him. Okay, now shall we go f7 check or not? I think we should. So check here, he goes away, then we're going to bring that one in. If he takes, do I have anything decent here or not? I don't think so. And in fact, checking on f7 doesn't seem like profitable to me, really. Maybe I can distract his queen playing that, but he can go somewhere like here defending, so I won't have this check anymore. Do I need to give this check or not? Yes, I do. Ah, oh, that's simple, because I'm taking here afterwards. And I'm staying with 3 pieces. My goodness, I'm blind. Here we go. So here it is, the really clear indication that I'm getting tired. But nevertheless, let's just try this last one. Let's see if we can do that or not. So his queen infiltrated to f2. Material wise, we are down 1 piece, which is kind of threatening. However, what we've got here is the enemy's king is bare open, which creates a lot of possibilities to attack that. How are we going to do that? Not clear. And also, I kind of didn't like this tension where he's attacking my queen and the only piece that protects that is knight on e4. Why? Because if this knight is distracted, he can simply take his queen. And that's what I'm trying to do now. So I'm going to go and check him on g3. The idea behind that is if he goes in somewhere, we can just go and check him again, and then he needs to cover with the knight, and then we take that knight instead, and we're still kind of threatening a lot of things around his king. If we go there check, it seems like if he takes, then I'm simply taking his queen. Then if he takes here, I believe I could potentially just take on, no, I can't take on f6. What can I do? I cannot even take him there. But it seems like it's gonna be not really even. His king is, yes, his king is bare, but I don't seem like, it doesn't seem like I can take the advantage. I get the advantage. I can have advantage. Gosh, yeah, I'm getting sleepy. How are we standing, by the way? 112. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for following. Thank you guys. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to our club. Now, what else can I do? I can not check, but I can also go like f3, taking his queen, right? The queen can take here, but would that be any good for us? I don't know. Maybe the queen can go somewhere, but there are no checkpoints here because everything is occupied with the enemy's knights. And the queen here. Okay. The queen can't really go anywhere. Therefore, I'm thinking it's either rook here or rook there, which should help. Let's just verify one more thing. So if I go the check, he takes that with the knight. I'm taking his queen. He takes my rook. And that's not good because have I got any kind of threats here? No, I haven't. That makes me sad. There should be something. There should be something. The problem is that you don't even have any attacking here. Yes, I've performed this rook left here, but if I go that way, that's gonna be... And also, does he have any threat on me? Yes, he threatens to take my queen. That's really annoying. So what are we doing then? In fact, you know what? If I go there first, I still keep my idea of taking getting it to g3 with check. There's still such an idea. The only problem is that currently if I go there g3, at least I can take his queen if the knight goes away. But if the knight doesn't go, well, it has to go away. But then I don't think I've got any kind of idea how to attack him. Because I can take there, he takes, for example, I can give a check and take the knight. And I will be having quite a good position, in fact. But I'm not sure if it's worth going that way or not. Yeah, I'm falling asleep, unfortunately. So, check doesn't seem work. So, rook to f3 then. Where would he go? Where would he go? He can give me this check here, in fact, now. And that's devastating because I need to go away. Then he simply takes my rook, and that doesn't work. So rook should stay, which means that there should be something else here, or this rook should be going somewhere like this check here, where it is definitely what we need to do. So he takes. Maybe I shouldn't really take here first. Maybe I should do something else because it's gone. I can give him check here, and once he's gone there, I can discover check. Yeah. Of course, of course. So let's do that. Check here. So now what I was doing, guys, is I was trying to take his queen after taking on h1. I didn't see how I can cope here. I think it is either with equal or with even some advantage for black, because technically I need to win one more piece here to equate the position, but he's got two rooks, two knights, and I've got only one knight and one queen. Therefore, I was thinking, what if I just give him check on g5 instead? And I thought at first, like, well, okay, so if I give the check on g5, he goes away somewhere, and what I'm going to do? Take on g3 or what? Or I can't even take his queen anymore. But the solution is simple. We take on g3, discover check. And if he covers, well, I don't know if it's gonna help him or not, but we're definitely having an advantage here. We can simply just go queen to h5, and that's it. We're threatening checkmate in one. Right? So he can't really do anything about that. That's gonna be winning. Yep, definitely. Check and take here check. Right, so he goes there. Oh, hang on. So the computer says we need to find one more, like one more move to win that. So my idea was to go there or there. Either way should technically work. No, we need to go only to h5 here, because if we go to h4, this is no. Hang on. I was thinking just for why wouldn't that work? Yeah, because he's gonna protect the h7. Yeah, that's why it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna go only to h5 to threaten checkmate, and he can't do anything. He's checkmated. That's it. Plus 8 points. Lichess is trolling me, so it gives me 8 points instead of 9, so I've got 2, 5, 5, 9, 9, 9. But I wasn't gonna be, getting that, swallowing that bait, because I'm gonna finish now, guys. I'm really, really tired. Hi Draconic24, how are you doing? Stream is going well, yeah, thank you. It is not too long. Normally I'll stream about like 2 hours, but I feel like I'm really sleepy at the moment. Maybe I could just have a really quick break and continue, if you allow me to do so. But otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna be finishing. So I think I'll go for a little bit longer. If I have like probably some water, or maybe I can make myself a coffee. It is not even 12 o'clock, so I can warm up a little bit. So if you stay, I'm gonna be fine to continue. Let's just do a little bit of let's just do a quick research of that position at least, right? So yeah, let me see. We've got definitely some pawn deficit here, which tells us that we need to seek a solution that is kind of cardinal to our perspective. So some checks here or there might be kind of good. There are no other checks, so I believe we need to look into those two variations first. So let me verify how we're standing. 1 hour 21 minutes. Actually, I will do till 2 hours, so I'll stay a little bit longer. 30 minutes I can probably handle. So let's just do that. First things first. If I give him check from h8, he goes to h6, and that's the only point, and then I haven't got any follow-up in terms of checks. If I give him this check here, so that seems a little bit more promising, because he can escape, but then I can give him another check from at least f4. He goes back, and then we need to think what is going to do, what we're going to do next, because seems like both of those ones. I mean, not both of them, of course. This one, this check when he escapes is not giving me any other options to continue, whereas this check and he goes there can probably allow me to give some more thought and find some solutions to attacking solutions. All right. Apart from that, let's verify if I missed anything else in here. Any kind of things like catching his rook on exchange or anything do not seem to be helping, because exchanges here are not in our favor. The pawn game is dead lost for us, but we don't want to go there once we've got the queen. And apart from that, the dark squares around the enemy's king is hopelessly are hopelessly weak. Alright. I was thinking if we could make any kind of checkmate, kind of mating net here for the black's king, but yeah, so checking here, he goes to h6. How are we going to handle that? Because if I give him check here, he simply drops back. And if I give him check again, he goes there. So it is kind of the draw, but do we need that draw or not? That's probably not what this puzzle is about. We need to find a win. Right. Anyhow, we can win a queen here or something. I'm not convinced. Ah. So check goes there. Okay. Anything. The good thing is that he can't really give me any checks. So in theory, I've got some kind of extra move, which is which could be attacking. So we've got an extra tempo here. Bear in mind, which is good actually, which is really good. So what I'm doing is I'm giving him check. He goes there. Then I'm bringing my rook in here. What am I doing is I'm cutting off the g7 square for his king escape, and I'm gonna give him check. He goes somewhere like here, and I will try to checkmate him for good, really. So like this check here, he takes. I'm gonna give him check again. Maybe can simply take his rook, but it threatens my like checkmate, or at least some kind of perpetual on the black side, so he can do me some perpetual here probably. Right? Or not? And I don't like this move queen to h8. It is too passive. How am I going to get out of there? Here check goes there, and clearly this one is going to be cutting off his king from escape. And if it is still my move, which I urge you to think once you want to calculate some kind of really forcing a variation. So here check on f4, and he definitely can't go g5 because of checkmate in 1, so he goes to h5, and we need to find out what the heck we are doing there. I can't give him check on light squares. I've got only that check possible, in fact. And if he goes somewhere like here, I'm checkmating him. If he goes back, he cannot. If he takes my pawn, then what? Then I give him check here, he goes back, and I haven't got any checkmate here. Then if I give him check and he takes with the pawn, maybe I could take his rook right away. If he starts giving me checks, I'm simply gonna go away. If he gives me another check, I'm gonna go away, and then I'm simply going to cover with my queen at some point, and he will be having no checks, but I'm gonna be having an extra rook, which is good. Murder Force. Oh, that's a really interesting nickname. No, but no, thank you. All right, so we finished with this kind of complete mess of the rows and spots, but let me repeat it again. So we need to get this king somehow checkmated because we are suffering material deficit at the moment. So this is the best move. Why? Because this move here, check, and then going away, we didn't really reach anything. Here, what we are reaching is we're making our queen more active at the moment. So no, I would refuse this one too. Sorry. Motor phase. You can follow and we can play next time, but not today. I'm too tired today. So check here. He goes away, and here comes rook to g8 with the idea of checking on f4 and checkmating third row, as I showed you. Or if we're not checkmating, we are taking the rook, and that's going to be crucial because we can escape from checks afterwards. We can cover with our queen. All right, so now I'm gonna make this move first. Check, and it's wrong. Bugger. And this is wrong too. And I'm puzzled because I thought it was a correct move. Now I need to rethink my values, which is always hard. Gosh, so what is wrong? Why is it wrong? I haven't got any more checks. The good thing is that he hasn't got any checks on my king too, which means that he can't really intercept the initiative. But I'm really puzzled that this one is not right. Let's just think what could be right in this position then. Exchanging rooks? Is that a threat really? No. If I'm left without the rook, I don't really think I'm gonna deliver anything. But hey. Wow, that's really shocking. That's not the right solution. I and I can't really think of anything. Look, guys, this is really interesting. In real game, that will be winning. Well, maybe, yeah, because we can still kind of get his king. But well, technically speaking, once they say it is not a solution, maybe there's something that we're missing, and it's really covering everything, and we are in fact losing. So maybe that's not the solution. Well, I mean, it's definitely not the solution. Okay, let's verify. Let's verify where we are wrong, because I think it was perfect. So which move, in fact, was winning then? Neither of those ones is not. So if we propose that move, that's actually correct because what about h6? So here I think the continuation is just to go there, yeah. But and we're simply taking the rook, right? So that's it. Now he threatens to give us the perpetual here, but I think we might find some solution. So this is the thing to protect, or the first rank, right? Either first rank or g3, but keeping our rook with us, of course. Now, how are we reacting here? So this move, and if he takes, I can give him check this way. No, that doesn't work, does it? No, it doesn't work. So what are we doing here? What the heck are we doing in this position then? Our rook is kind of covering this diagonal where my queen could give him check. And apparently it is not a problem at all. Well, then what are we doing? What are we doing? Maybe, hang on a minute, maybe this way then? No. This way? No. Okay, okay. Calm down, Alex. Calm down. You say it is queen to c4, and that's correct because it protects the first rank. Because if he gives me check, I go there. Now, if he gives me check, I can go like here, and he's got no more checks available. Yeah, that's right. Wow, that's kind of a really interesting one. Oh, but I got 12 points out. Now, let's just verify why queen check on e5 doesn't work. It's a draw, it says. Going there, that's my point, this one, right? Eight. Oh, that one I didn't see. Because my idea was f4, and here is the point. So f4 I didn't see, and that actually doesn't really win. It is -9. That's the point. So I needed to check, and then it's a draw because he is just going back and forth, and we are doing the perpetual. But okay. So in here I needed to find just a second. So in this thing I needed to find the solution, but hey, he goes. Okay, I agree. I check him here. No, first of all, if he goes that way, what I do, I'm simply taking the rook, right? That makes total sense. Now, if he goes there, that's what we were performing check here. He goes away, and we're simply taking the rook too. But he's got kind of trick in his sleeve where he tries to pull out this check on g3 and do perpetual. For that, we've got queen here, and then check, and then we're going away, whatever. If he tries to perpetual, we are kindly declining, and he goes there. If he goes check here, we are covering with double check, and he needs to trade, and then we've got extra rooks, which is winning. Interesting, interesting. So how am I standing time-wise? Are we okay? Yep, we are right. So going for the next one. Well, here my perception was, well, I knew that we needed to drive the king somewhere to checkmate it afterwards. But the problem was that I didn't follow the actual idea. Why wouldn't I see again? I understand why I missed that move because I was thinking about only about the dark squares by some reason. So this is the light square check here is making perfect sense because that attacks the rook too. So he hasn't got this escape square on h6. He needed to go to f6 instead. And then there's another check that follows, right? If he goes somewhere here, it is checkmate. If he goes there, so if he goes there, then we've got, oh, that is another thing to see from afar because any other moves loses, and that move actually wins with the perpetual check. All right, so that's really interesting. But if he goes there, we simply take the rook. And if he goes there, you found this move queen to c4, which basically protects only not only the first rank but also f1, which deprives him from all the perpetuals here. Well, sadly, I'm dropping again 12 points. Let's just go further. Hopefully, I'm gonna regain those ones today, but it is not really assured, in fact. But I've got like half hour more, so I think I can try to get those points back. Right, what have we got here? We've got a strong passer. He's got the passer too. And overall, we are 1 pawn short. We've got opposite color bishops at the moment. Our bishop is pinned by the rook, so that's kind of not operating at the moment. However, we've got our passer much closer, and I think we might be able to even pass that through. I was thinking about this check, but that he takes and we take, and the bishop goes to the diagonal b8 h2, and therefore the pawn is stopped. He stops that. We cannot really go further with the pawn, but maybe there are some other tricks too. Well, this is obvious check, right? But for giving that check, we need to have our pawn already on h7, on c7, sorry. Therefore, I'm thinking about something like, I don't know, maybe just going there, threatening to take the pawn. And if he goes there, I'm simply taking the pawn, and this pawn is still prevails, right? Or I can give the check here, and he goes back. Therefore, I'm not entirely clear what we achieved. Back and forth movements, like the pendulum movements, are kind of common for engines, but we are not an engine. So we are going to play somehow else. Naturally, I want to get a path, get my queen away to make the pawn move. So that's why I'm considering going to e5, with the possibility of moving the pawn further and then give him check. And it's going to be devastating. He changes and then the pawn slips and queens. He wouldn't have enough time for that, to stop that pawn. Okay. Right. But he won't be able to, well, he wouldn't be sitting and waiting till I win, of course. He would create some counter chances. And that's why if I go there and he moves the pawn and I move the pawn, then he might just go and protect that square, whereas moving his pawn further. Can he do that? Surely. And also our bishop is still pinned. That's what I'm kind of afraid of. Removing the arrows. Let's just look at this position with a fresh sight, kind of. Right, let's just repeat again. There is no way to guess. We need to just go via variations. So I've got these kind of moves in to consider too, but my main one was to go to e5, in fact. And once I go to e5, I looked at that move. I looked at him moving the pawn further too, and if we progress, he just goes and stops that pawn. But then we're simply taking that pawn, I believe, right? No, we don't. We give a check and he can cover, and that's where I don't really know what we are doing. Ah. Right, so what else can we do here? What if I just go to d7? I mean, okay, I'm pinning his bishop too, so if he goes further, I move further. If he goes there, I move in the queen. And once I queen, I'm just gonna start to attack him here, right? So yeah, I'm going to d7. I don't want to go there because he's trying to catch the tempi here. d7. Right, so here he goes and creates some of the unpleasant possibilities of going f4, and if I go take, this checks here, etc. Oh, that's not good. That ain't no good. Shall I just go further with my pawn? And if he goes there, am I just taking here? If he gives me check, I'm simply going that way. And if he gives me check here, I go that way. Gives me check here, or where? Here he cannot really go check here. I'm gonna go that way. And it looks like he's missing some of the essential stuff there. So check here. I'm gonna go further. Taking that pawn, so I think I'm gonna be fine here. Even with all these checks, I don't really care, do I? I can actually go there and play h4. Another thing. To stop the pawn's card unless he goes there. I'm taking. If he goes there, shall I take or not? I should. Taking. And then check, check, check. If can I? Can he get perpetual here or not? That's a good question, which I have no answer for. Or maybe I should just not even pay attention. I just moved my pawn further. So he goes that way with the idea of checking. Sure. But I'm just simply queening. And if he takes me here with check, sure, I'm just gonna go there. If he gives me check here, I'm covering. He gives me check here, I'm going to c2, and then it's check here, I'm going away. He takes, he can't really know, he checks here. And now it seems like it is perpetual, so I need to be careful about this particular one. I need to do something to prevent that from happening. Because if the pawn is on h4, no, hang on, I'm going further. The pawn is on h4. If I take, he starts checking, but can he reach any perpetual here or not? That's the problem. I'm simply taking. So he gives me just check here. What I do? If I'm going there, the check is only from here. And if the check is from here, I'm going backwards. Then he gives me check back again, and I'm only way to escape that is go to g1. Now he's got two possible checks of here and there. If he gives me this check, I'm gonna go simply further. And he's got no more checks but to give me that check, and I'm gonna go further. He gives me another check, I'm gonna go further here maybe. If he takes my bishop, I am going to probably queen here, and I still think it is quite advantageous for me, but he will have some other points here where he can just check me, check me, check me. I still think it is good for white because white can escape those checks in my opinion, so I would just ignore that pawn. I mean, reacting to that makes things even worse, I believe, because he's gonna go all these checks there, and yeah, I can always escape from checks with here maybe, because I can cover with the, if I'm having another queen, I can always cover with that queen, and I believe two queens can give me decent escape, a kind of sanctuary from all those checks. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm gonna just move the pawn forward. If I prevent that, then g5 comes, and I still kind of wasted my time. I'm gonna go there. Actually, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna waste my time. So he takes here. I'm taking, checking, going. But this way I'm just gonna go there. He goes there. I'm simply queening. So he checks, or he checks with the pawn. I'm going. He checks here. I'm going, and he checkmates me. Wow. That's what we don't really want, because yes, I've forgotten that he can take with the pawn here. For goodness sake. But okay, but if I go there and he goes there, I'm simply taking him. So all those checks are, well, yeah, cool, but I'm still escaping, aren't I? Yeah. Bugger. This way. And this way. They ain't going that way. Takes me here. Oh, because I've got h3 square here, so that's not gonna work. But check here, and I'm still escaping, right? I'm still escaping. Yeah, check here, I need to go that way. Check here, I'm going that way. And with those two queens, I'm gonna have enough shelter. But again, the little detail, devil is in detail, of course. So here I needed to play this preventive move. I was afraid that it's gonna open even more, but that doesn't really make sense. If I go that way, he goes there, and it's a draw because I will have to take. Then he gives a check, I'm gonna go away. He gives a check, I'm gonna go away, and it's not really queened yet. That's the problem. At some point I just thought like, well, I still should play that, because that at some point here I just thought like, well, yeah, I'm gonna go there further, so he takes, I'm just simply queening. But then I thought like, well, it's gonna be way too many pawns down, and this way, no, that's counterintuitive. You see now that it is clearly not what I should have played. That's what I should have played, not what I played. Damn it. Little detail. Alright, how I was standing. I dropped even more points now, so that's not very good. 2 hours and 13 minutes. I think, guys, I will call it a day. I think once I've got already two puzzles in a row not solved correctly, there's a really big chance that I'm not gonna do it at all. But let's just try that one for the sake of for the sake of our auditorium. So let's just go there. Check first. My idea is obviously to get that pawn moving. But he's got really nice spot here to guard my pawn, but we try to do everything with kind of tempo. So if he goes there, my idea is to checkmate him, of course, so there is not going to be that chance. If I go there check, so he goes back, then we're gonna go with tempo check. He goes there, we're moving our rook in at the back of the pawn, and it is winning. Therefore, he can't really do that. So check here, he needs to go up there, so we don't have any more checks for him. But then we might be able to do some other tricks. I'm not quite sure yet, but maybe. See, now the whole point of moving the rook behind the pawn doesn't really work, because we have got no tempi. He's going there, and that's it, right? So maybe this check, and then when he goes somewhere like here or there, is not as good for us as possible. We can always move the pawn forward, and he would need to spend time to go there, but then what? How are we going to present our case, really? There should be some trick here. What if I go that way? If he goes there, no. If I go somewhere like here and he goes there, I'm moving the pawn forward, and I'm also threatening to check him, so he needs to go closer. And again, I can't really put my rook behind the pawn, and I think I'm losing because he's got another pawn here. Okay, so that at least is not really hard puzzle, what I'm thinking. Might be wrong, but how can I move my rook behind the pawn? So check here, he goes there. Maybe going there, he goes that way. And the pawn is gone, right? No, that doesn't work. Alright, what else can we do here? Ah, I think I got it. I can move there, and if he moves that way, well, then he's got this trick here to move there. But I can escape, right? No, I shouldn't allow him to go that way. That's where it is a little bit awkward. If I go there, he moves further. I move there, he moves further. I move here, he comes to the pawn, and it looks like he's winning, but I'm gonna go there. He takes, I'm taking here, and I'm gonna take another pawn. Maybe, maybe not, but it looks like a draw here. Therefore, if I just move there, no, if I move the right away, he starts to move that way. Then I'm moving my rook here, threatening checkmate. If he gives me this check here, I'm simply covering, and then I'm moving the pawn rook forward here, and he's got nothing. And that's the idea, guys. So I'm moving forward with the idea of creating some kind of threats here. If he moves after that there, I'm gonna go there, and I'm creating checkmate threat as well as covering, that my pawn just slips through. And if he goes further, and if he not protects, I'm gonna give him checkmate, and that makes total sense now. Check. Okay, if he gives me check, I'm gonna go that way, because, well, he won't be able to go to g3 anymore. Now if he stands behind his behind my pawn with the rook, I'm simply going there. And note that his king is going to die on the check, and then the pawn moves, and we are winning that. So we are moving away, and then we're moving here, and that's winning because we can check. Nice, nice. Okay, 94. How are we standing? 52. I think we have time for one more puzzle here. 55 minutes. I'm streaming. It's exactly 5 minutes until I get to 2 hours. So let's try our best to win that. Now it is a really interesting situation where we've got really strong bishops here on this diagonal. Also f7 is under attack by one of our knights, so that seems quite intimidating, but nothing concrete really. So I reckon we need to exploit that diagonal somehow, but how? Taking here with the rook, he takes, then maybe we've got some kind of attack possibility or something. Attacking possibility. Note that our bishop is our knight is also pinned, and the bishop is taking our rook here, which is not pleasant either. Not really pleasant. we simply try to exploit that, maybe like that. Then he takes me here. I take him here, he takes me here with check. No. So what if I take here then? So he takes, I'm attacking. Now he takes, I take, he takes. It doesn't work, does it? Maybe we should just take here. So he takes with the rook. Do I have any chance to distract him from here? Maybe just going that way. So he goes away, we immediately take, but hey, it is already defended 3 times. What if this knight was protected? That's what I'm thinking. So maybe taking there. Either way he takes. What do we do? Well, he can't take with the king because this check. Right, but if I take here and he takes with the queen, what would I do? Then I'm gonna go there. He takes me here. I take, and this is a threat. I don't know. Seems like still dangerous for black, but he took my exchange, which is a little bit dangerous. But looks like this is an interesting idea, because he can take only with the queen. Once we go there, can go there, we can go that way. He takes, I take here with the idea of check. He goes away, and I'm not really doing well. Moreover, if I take on f7, I can simply take on a1. No, because I'm taking here, I'm taking his queen. Therefore we're exchanging, and I'm also threatening to get to that diagonal, big diagonal, so that's not that non-positive or negative. Interesting. Well, technically I don't really see anything. Well, this is nice, but what else have we got? a4? So he takes, I take, he takes, I take, he goes away. Well, I probably wouldn't really find it now, I don't know. So taking. 4 doesn't really work here anymore, okay. something like going there, but he simply takes, right? Doesn't work either. Taking here, sure. Ah, no, I wouldn't solve it, the guys, today. So yeah, I'm gonna finish now because I'm getting too sleepy already. I'll leave it till the next time. So how was I doing actually? Let's just see how I was doing. My profile. So I got, yeah, I'm just getting my points back slowly. Plus 81 points, which is not too bad. Okay, in this kind of in this particular moment, I would like to stop, and I will tell you thank you to everybody who was watching and will be watching. I will be doing my streaming tomorrow. I'll try to do it a little bit earlier, but I bid you welcome. So welcome, welcome. Thank you to everybody who followed. Thank you to everybody who was watching. Thank you, guys, for participating as well. Noah Plimer, thank you very, very much for watching and commenting. So feel free to follow as I see, and we will meet again tomorrow. Thank you again. See ya. Bye bye, and take care.